start.
Good morning, students. Today I am going to teach you the heart. First, anatomical position. The heart should be kept in anatomical position in such a way that its diaphragmatic surface rests on the palm, its apex lies between the index and thumb, and its inferior border facing towards the fingers. So this is the anatomical position of the heart. Remember, it should be kept in left palm only, not on right palm. Then coming to the grooves and sulci. All of you know heart consists of four chambers, two atria and two ventricles. The atria are separated from each other by faint interatrial sulcus. The ventricles are separated from each other by interventricular sulcus. The interventricular sulcus is divided into two. This is anterior interventricular sulcus, which lies on the anterior surface of the heart. It continues crossing the inferior border on the posterior surface, on the diaphragmatic surface as the posterior interventricular sulcus. This is the posterior interventricular sulcus, and this is the anterior interventricular sulcus. The similar to atria and ventricle, the anterior interventricular sulcus and similar to interventricular sulcus and interatrial sulcus, the atria and ventricle are also separated from each other by atrioventricular sulcus. The atrioventricular sulcus is also called as coronary sulcus. There are total four atrioventricular sulcus: right atrioventricular sulcus, right anterior atrioventricular sulcus, right posterior atrioventricular sulcus, left anterior atrioventricular sulcus, and left posterior atrioventricular sulcus. You can see this is the right anterior atrioventricular sulcus, which is more or less vertical. There are important blood vessels lies in the atrioventricular coronary sulcus. In the right anterior atrioventricular sulcus, there is presence of right anterior, there is presence of right coronary artery. The right coronary artery first lies in the right anterior atrioventricular sulcus, and then it continues posteriorly in the right posterior coronary sulcus. The blood vessel present in the left anterior coronary sulcus is the left circumflex coronary artery. The important structure present in the left posterior coronary sulcus is the coronary sinus, that is the largest vein of the heart. You can see this is the coronary sinus. Now coming to the apex and base. This is the apex of the heart, which is formed totally by the left ventricle. The apex lies in the left fifth intercostal space, situated 9 centimeter lateral to the mid-sternal line and just medial to the mid-clavicular line. The base lies opposite to the apex, which is formed by the two atria, mostly by the left atrium and partly by the right atrium. The, the important structures situated near the base are the openings of the four pulmonary veins. These are the openings of the four pulmonary veins, which is situated near the base. Also, you can see the opening of superior and inferior vena cava. Okay, so this is the base of the heart. Now coming to the surfaces and borders. First, borders. The heart consists of right border, which is formed totally by the right atrium, extending from superior to inferior vena cava. This is the inferior border of the heart, which faces anteriorly. It extends from the apex to the inferior vena cava. The inferior border, it is formed mostly by the right ventricle and partly by the left ventricle near the apex. The left border, it is oblique and curved. It separates the anterior surface from the left surface of the heart, and it is formed mostly by the left ventricle and partly by the left auricle. Then coming to the upper border, it is overlapped by the aorta and pulmonary trunk, it is formed by the two atria, mostly by the left atrium, partly by the right atrium. Okay. Now coming to the surfaces, the heart consists of three surfaces: the anterior surface of the heart, which is formed mostly by the right atrium, right ventricle, partly by the left ventricle. The diaphragmatic surface, which lies on the diaphragm, this is the diaphragmatic surface which is formed mostly by the left ventricle, partly by the right ventricle. This diaphragmatic surface rests on the diaphragm, central tendon of the diaphragm. Then coming to the left surface of the heart. This is the left surface of the heart, which is formed mostly by the left ventricle, partly by the left auricle. So this is about surfaces and borders of the heart.
Start.
Now coming to the sinuses of the heart. This is the transverse sinus which separates the arterial end from the venous end. Interiorly, you can see the pulmonary trunk and ascending aorta. Posteriorly, you can see the pulmonary veins and the superior vena cava. So, this is the this forceps I have inserted in the transverse sinus, okay, separating arterial end interiorly and venous end posteriorly. There is one more sinus, that is oblique sinus, which is present on the base, separating pulmonary veins from the pericardium. Okay. Now coming to the important blood vessels arising from the heart. This is the pulmonary trunk, which divides into two pulmonary arteries. Okay. You can see this ductus arteriosus, which is converted into the ligamentum arteriosus, connecting the pulmonary trunk to the arch of aorta. Uh, now, this is the ascending aorta, which continues as arch of aorta and then descending aorta. The junction between the ascending aorta and arch of aorta, it lies at the level of sternal angle. This pulmonary trunk, it is also divided at the level of sternal angle. Then this is the superior vena cava, which drains into the right atrium at the upper end. This is the inferior vena cava, opening of inferior vena cava, which drains into the right atrium at the lower end. Nearer the base or on the posterior surface of the heart, you can see the opening of four pulmonary veins. This is the these are the you can see the pulmonary opening of pulmonary veins. Here you can see only three pulmonary veins. These are variations. Now coming to the branches of arch of aorta. You can see three branches of arch aorta: the brachiocephalic artery, left subclavian, left common carotid, and left subclavian artery. So these are the three important branches of the arch of aorta.